Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? As you can see right now, we're kind of missing two people, but it's cool. One of our brothers is busy with life, and the other's on his way, so he'll be here in a minute. Uh, so let's just do it like this. Strike, what's going on, bro?
Chilling. I mean, I'm back in the building. As always, I'm back in the building. I'm just I want to say I'm actually 99.5% recovered. Still got a bit of a cough, but as you
Hey
can hear,
man,
my voice is back. I
yep.
feel great. Birthday on Tuesday, so
Yes, sir. So
send
happy.
me gifts.
Send me.
But
I'm gonna send my cash app. That's what he said.
yeah, just send me whatever. Honestly, like anything will be great right now. I always feel my birthday passes every year, and I really don't do shit. So apparently, I'm getting dragged to a bar sometime
Hey,
next week. So hey, more
fuck
fun.
it. It's all about having fun, right?
Yep.
Well, look, before anybody else says a happy early birthday, bro.
Thank you
Uh,
very much.
you
I
getting up
appreciate it.
there. It's all
Yeah,
right. I'm still the oldest
definitely
one
getting up
out
there.
of all four of us, so I'm also still the only father. So, with that being said,
Well, who knows what life has in store for us
no, you're right.
in the next few years.
You're so right. So, but yeah, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna just do a simple intro, and then when our other brother shows up, we'll do the whole thing. So, as you already know, I'm K Marvel, that's StrykerDragoon, uh, and we are two of the four corners. So,
Cool.
let's just start off with one of the main topics that we wanted to talk about. Let's just talk about what's happening in wrestling.
Whew, a
Uh,
lot of things.
yeah. So here's my question: do you want to start with Monday or do you want to start with Wednesday?
Mm, Wednesday's easier. Monday is a lot.
Yeah. All right. Um, so
Shit, even Tuesday was a lot.
Tuesday was a lot, but Tuesday was dope. I like Tuesday because it seemed like it was mainly females on the card,
Right.
and I feel like we don't see that a lot. You know, what, let's start with Tuesday. On NXT, it was pretty much an all women's card,
Yeah,
right? I'm not bugging.
it was mainly it was mainly a women's card. I think the only thing we seen was Braun having his interaction with Grayson Waller,
Grayson, yeah,
and we had Mello.
the
Yeah, now that I think
it was an
about it,
all
yeah,
women's
I
wrestling
think it
match
was
card.
all women's wrestling card for the show
Yeah,
because
and the
only
New
the
Day
men were in
did.
segments.
Yeah, yep, exactly. So that's
No,
pretty
I'm
dope.
lying. The tag match. You had Drew Gulak and Hunter Walker or whatever you call him. Something Walker. I forgot his name. I forgot his
Yeah,
first name that he goes by. But you
yeah,
had
I don't
that
remember.
tag match with them versus I think it was who was it? I forgot who it was, but
Yeah,
it
I'm
was
blanking out
important. It was
hardcore.
important. It was important because they're basically NXT is very heavily focusing on their tag division. The single stars here and there, of course,
Yeah,
but they're heavily focusing on the tag division.
yeah, which is good, man.
Right. I think it was the
Especially with
Creeds.
yeah,
I think
who?
they faced the Creeds.
Oh, you know what? I think you're
They
right.
faced the Creed brothers, yeah.
I think you're right.
So
So, it's dope, man. Like, I'm real happy about the all women's card. I don't think we've seen that yet in NXT, even from its inception, which is pretty dope.
even in general, like even on the well, it's technically a main roster brand, but
Yeah,
even on the main roster, we haven't seen that like a majority women's wrestling show.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that
Not
also is
not
a
since
testament,
Evolution, really.
right? But that's a pay-per-view, so that's why I didn't count that. But
True.
what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? But even to do that, I think the men's side may be lacking a bit, but the women seem like they're a lot more. You're showing a lot more confidence,
Yeah.
and it's showing a lot more character development as opposed to the men whom you have your established stars,
Hmm.
you have your stars that are trying to get up there, but really and truly, um it's just been a great showing. It's showing that whatever they're doing for the talent, the people that they're working with have been really building these people up.
Yeah, and I'll say this, man. Tiffany Stratton has come a long way.
She's still on her way, but
No,
she's
no, no,
doing
for
it.
sure, for sure. But it doesn't excuse the fact. Like I'll say this, that moonsault was
Yep.
fucking gorgeous.
She one thing about her, and I'll give her this over anybody else on the roster, her creativity for her moves are
Yeah,
crazy good.
yeah, for
I
sure.
believe she did a transition into a submission move in one of her previous matches, and I
Hmm.
was like, "Oh shit, that's dope."
Yeah,
But
that's pretty cool.
that's what I expect of a wrestler. At least
Yeah,
in some sort of way, innovate a move set to where it's something that you own. We have a
right,
lot of technical wrestlers. We have a lot of, flashy wrestlers, flashy, flippy wrestlers. We have the powerhouse. But what makes you stand out from everybody? So
right.
Ruka has an amazing finisher, but what makes her stand out from everybody? Just her finisher.
Yep,
But if you have an innovative move set or something that is literally you, your character, how you operate in the ring, not necessarily your move set, but how you just operate in your ring, the ring psychology, that
right.
makes you different from everybody else. That pulls you away from everybody else.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
feel
Definitely.
I feel Wendy Chu is absolutely my favorite, I would say,
I,
on the
I love
roster,
I love Wendy.
but I don't know if anybody really watches her matches to understand her how she's using her Mei Ying
Yeah,
moves
yeah,
in her move set,
right.
as well as adding the sleepy portions of her character actually into her move set.
Yeah,
It's
for
dope.
sure. It,
It's dope.
it's one. It's like what you said. It's creative, and that's one thing about wrestling. And it's not just the fact that it's copies. It's about what can you do about a style and make it better.
Exactly. Or
And
make it your own.
right, right. Um, but yeah, man. I'll say this: them ganging up on on Roxy was smart.
It was a great swerve for me because I
It-
was really thinking they were gonna split up.
yeah, definitely,
It's looking a lot like
definitely.
Lay Cool.
Right,
That's the
exactly.
vibe I'm getting. And honestly,
And I'm
they don't
okay
need
with that.
Bandy.
Yeah.
They don't need Bandy.
They don't honestly, at this point, I don't think they need anybody.
They
I
don't
think
need
they're good
Bandy.
with just the 2 of them.
I think they're fine if they do something cool like Late Cool with both of them winning the championship or one of them winning and they both share
Yeah.
it, something like that. That's cool to me.
As long as they don't, like, rip it in half. I don't know about all that one.
That was the part I was gonna be iffy about because I remember that and that was just I don't know. But hey, I mean, we see things just like history repeats itself, wrestling
Right.
repeats itself a lot.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
why not?
For
We got a
sure.
new day that doesn't want to break up. Why can't we have toxic attraction and stay together?
Absolutely.
They don't have
Absolutely.
it doesn't have to always be a split up story. Heel or
And
face doesn't matter.
yeah, and that's what and I've said this, I've spoken about this many a time on the pod that I think that's what makes the New Day so unique
Mhm.
is that they literally have proven that everybody can be successful without breaking up.
Right.
That it doesn't have to be a tumultuous like beef between all of them. Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Nah, man, we can all succeed together, and I think that speaks volumes on so many different levels throughout wrestling. Period. Um, but that's great. Let's jump to Wednesday. AEW,
Ooh.
great card.
Uh
Great card.
yeah, I would say we've had a pretty good set of matches. Do I think they need to still move a bit of pieces around? Sure. I'm
Yeah, but I
very
mean,
upset that I missed the Brian and Brian match. But
oh,
I see
it's true. I
I
didn't even
seen
think
a
about
little
that.
bit of
Match was good. Match
I
was
know
really
the match
good.
was good, but even though I wasn't really in the room at the time, but even with me hearing the match, I'm hearing the physical stuff that was happening during the match.
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
But that's another testament to Brian Danielson, where you're facing an opponent who's ragdolling you, and you still somehow, with your dead weight, still manage to win your match.
Yeah.
So
It's so much like I didn't think it was uh Adam Page. I'm trying to remember who MJF did this to before where they would jump in hoops, but it was a similar, if not honestly, the same concept where you had to win. He was picking the opponents, and you had to beat these opponents to
Wardlow.
face them. Yes, it was Wardlow. But what I appreciate about this storytelling
Mhm.
is that it shows the versatility of the opponent, of the one that wants to
Of
go for
course,
the heavyweight title. And we
but
already
not
know
only that,
Danielson can work with everybody.
right? But not only that. Now that he has more money, now that he has the bigger paycheck, now that he has the big belt, um, I say big, but it's a Burberry belt.
Big Burberry belt, yeah.
Um, Now you're seeing where the money is going,
Right.
because not only is he bringing out big opponents or actual opponents for Brian,
Yeah.
he's bringing in the likes of Timothy Thatcher next week.
To be there next week, yeah.
And I think that is amazing. And I think that should jumpstart his US tour again. I mean, him doing work with Noah and NJPW, I think that's great. But
Yeah, man.
jumpstart him back in the US and show him for what he actually is, a freaking monster, technical monster.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and to the comments, which
Yeah,
I cannot see at the moment.
I was just about to do it. So this is Sherman, our guy Sherman shouts out. He was like, "But can MJF do a 60-man iron match though?"
I
Like,
I think
absolutely.
I think um I don't think that's a proper question, because you're seeing the storyline progress. You're seeing Brian getting withered down. So you're gonna have MJF at 100%. The man's not
Right.
wrestling until Revolution.
Allegedly.
I don't know if you ever seen him on social media, but the man is literally every day pumping iron,
Yeah.
getting bigger, getting more muscular. So I don't know what the change of his moveset will be. I don't know if he's planning to go heavyweight, but he's kind of like a junior heavyweight right now. He's always technically been that to me, but like it seems like he's moving into a more bigger heavyweight style. So we may get a little bit of technical stuff from him, but I feel we're gonna get a lot more power out of him.
Yeah, for sure. And uh,
And a 60-minute match, I mean, honestly, he can run for the whole match. He doesn't have to fight Brian.
that's true. But also, I don't think it would
Made?
have been okay if they didn't think that MJF would have the capability of doing it, or wouldn't have the capability of doing it. So yeah, man, I think at this point it's just pure excitement to see what's going to happen. Um the only thing about wrestling, I think MJF is going to wrestle before Revolution cuz Takesha is I think that match is definitely going to happen
Gonna
before
happen a
Revolution,
week before.
you know. Um
I think that'll even it out.
yeah, but that save was dope. Um
He
what
runs really
else?
funny.
Oh, yeah, he does. Um all them damn muscles. Um but Ruby Soho versus
Ruby Dum
Tony
Dum, man.
Storm.
Whew. This
Listen,
looks great.
look, the biggest surprise was definitely towards the end where Britt Baker came out and just stood at the ring to distract Tony Storm to give Ruby
Well,
Soho to win.
Brit's been on a bit of a turn, I guess. But
Well,
my thing is Jamie a face? Is Jamie
no,
a heel?
I don't think it. At this point, I don't think that story is heel or face. I think it's going to end up becoming AEW originals versus or AEW homegrown as they like to call it, versus the implants or whatever the hell you want to
Which
call it.
is that would be Tony, Soraya, and
Well, we don't know where
I
she's
mean,
gonna land.
I think Ruby may just join them, honestly, because
See, I
she's
don't.
not homegrown.
I true, but I think the fact that she cut her promo and she was like, AEW gave me a chance to do what I need to do. I
Okay.
think that in itself, you know what I mean, gives
So
her
it's
that.
it's it's just a mixed match because Sheeta's technically AEW grown. So
It,
if
kind of,
Sheeta's
sort of,
on the
yeah, yeah,
fence,
yeah.
then it only makes sense that Ruby tags with Britt
Willow
and
and whoever else,
Jamie,
yeah,
right? With Britt, Jamie Hayter, Willow, whomever else.
yeah.
But
Uh,
we need a little more Soraya. I honestly think we may get Athena involved in that at some point.
Maybe.
Um, I mean, she's not really doing much. I mean, she's chasing the ROH title. Does she have the ROH title, or did
Yes,
Mercedes
she
win that?
does.
Oh, she does. Okay.
She's the women's
So,
champ,
I
and
mean,
she's been defending said title
on Dark.
either on Dark or on Rampage
Okay, so I
and
haven't
things
seen
like
much.
that. And also, there, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people they can go with.
Hmm.
I think what would be really cool would be a surprise entrant if they go down that road.
In terms of what the tag match.
Yeah. I think what I don't want to see though is it
Mhm.
being a blood and guts match. I don't want to
But
see that when it
that's what
comes
they're
to
gonna run to,
it.
or
Seems like it, but who knows? You know what I mean? They can go a lot of different ways.
right?
Um, so I think at
I
this
mean,
point
could be
with them,
Mimosa match.
a who?
Mimosa, what was it Mimosa Mayhem
Oh
match?
God, please no, no, we're good.
Why not?
We're
It's
we're
safer.
good on that. No, because then people gonna be talking about AEW sex. Like we're not doing that. We're not doing that because we know how fickle fans can be.
I
Um,
mean, they could do a lumberjill match. They could do something of the sort.
they
Like
could. That would be interesting. I think it's been a while since we've seen that.
the
Sherman
last time
also
they did
said,
that,
"Oh, what's
with
up?"
Abaddon, I think was around. They did one of those,
I
and she
believe
was on the
so.
outside. Yeah,
I know she just tweeted too. She was like, "I miss wrestling," so hopefully she's coming back sometime
yeah. I
soon.
hope whatever injury she has.
So this is Sherman again. He said, "I don't understand how she, being Jamie
Jamie
Hayter,
Hayter, right?
be the champion and not get that shine. Then you have Jade, who's acting like a world champion with the streak. Why don't they just give Jade the belt to me and continue the Goldberg streak?" I think eventually they will get there. Uh,
Yeah, I think when whomever they want to be champion
yeah,
is done with, like when they're running out of their options, have Jade go for it.
yeah,
I
and also
think
I think go
go
ahead.
well, I was saying I think that they have to find a plausible opponent.
Yeah,
I feel if you're gonna have her, and honestly, Jade is either once a week or twice a month, if you really want to say it like that. You don't really see her every week. You don't see her wrestle
yeah,
every week. And that to me is champion material. They're actually billing her as an actual plausible champion.
hmm,
But Jamie Hayter is a defending champion.
yeah,
She's a fighting champion. And she likes to fight. That's how that is. I don't think it's a lack of shine. I think it's a lack of opponents
hmm,
because we've seen all these people, we've seen Britt Baker run through all these people. You
right,
have to actually light a fire or at least, proper storyline, build these people. I think we're not going to see her have an actual great match until Statlander comes back. I think that
maybe,
will be her
yeah.
first really. I mean, she's had a great match. I think it was Tony
She's
Storm
had a
or
few.
defense.
She's had a few great matches.
But I'm just saying this as a champion, I feel she needs to be threatened. Jamie Hayter
Yes,
is a very powerful uh
yes,
women's wrestler on that roster.
yeah,
Probably
for sure,
top 3, I would say,
for
on
sure.
that roster that's really strong. And she
Yeah,
can fight anybody. So
hmm,
that's the beautiful thing.
yeah.
If she can fight
Um,
anybody, she's valuable in any sort of match, any sort of storyline.
yeah, I will say this. I do think if Jade does end up winning the almost at ROH, the AEW Women's Title. I think she will end up giving up the TNT title. I mean, the TBS title.
Okay,
Excuse
yeah.
me,
Why kill the
because
streak?
she won't need both.
Right.
So and that opens up opportunities for others.
I can
So
see her saying, "Look, I made this title relevant, and none of you bitches are gonna ever be
right,
that bitch."
exactly.
So
But you can give it a shot.
of
You can
course,
try. You know what I mean?
vacate it,
Um,
Oscar style. Let's vacate
yeah,
it.
it's possible.
Have her win the title. If she let her defend 2 matches, CBS titles in technically in hold up or in lockup,
Right,
and you have Jade cut a scathing promo saying, "Oh, Tony Khan wants me to defend both of these belts."
right.
But let me see. Let me see if I could mix it up a little bit, Jade style. He wants me to defend these championships, but none of these bitches are worth my time. So I'm going to keep the title that gives me more money,
yeah,
which is the AEW Women's Championship, and I'm vacating the CBS Championship.
yeah.
But it will always, always be my title.
Right.
And that's
Exactly.
it. Just
Exactly.
have her, pass it to Tony, or it could be her and Tony Khan in the ring, and Tony Khan gets the reception of the belt,
Yeah.
and from there, do a tournament.
Right. Right.
Simple. Do an
Um.
international tournament, and that's that.
Yeah. Uh. We don't really have to go through that match, but let's get to the main event, which was one half of the ROH World Tag Team Champions Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal in a tribute match to Jay Briscoe, Mark's brother, who passed away last week in a horrible car accident. Once again, RIP to Jay Briscoe, our prayers.
And happy heavenly
Happy
birthday
birthday, yeah. Happy
yesterday.
related to both Briscoes. Um, yeah, Mark was a few days before Jay.
Oh, okay, that's what it
As a
was.
matter of fact,
I
Mark
think
was
it
the
was the
day
18th.
after the crash.
So was it the 18th, I believe? So they're a week
I
apart, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
I think
Yeah,
they're a week apart.
yeah. So,
A lot of birthdays in January.
but look, man, it was very emotional. I
Oh
actually
yeah,
had to watch
everybody
it
was
this
crying.
morning. Man, Jay, I swear, Lethal cried the entire match,
He
and
he
I'm not
cried. He
talking
cried
crap.
from the beginning,
Yeah, and to see just to see them go out there and just give it their all like they always do.
right?
Jay and the Lethal and the Briscoes were like this, like literally. Jay and Mark, from my understanding, Jay and Mark was his best friends.
Mhm.
So why not? Sorry, I'm starting to get choked up just thinking about it. So why not? Have them. I'm happy that there became that the agreement was there to have this match. That means a lot. So, but the match was awesome, as I knew it would be. I'm happy that we finally got to see a Briscoe on AEW,
And a win
um,
on
and a
AEW.
win. Yeah, I mean,
That
let's
man
be
should
real.
be undefeated on AEW. There's no
Let,
reason for
let's
him to come back.
let's be real. He wasn't going to lose, but
No,
but
of course not.
yeah. But him doing a froggy bone through the table, and even the transitions that he did, trying to get the J Driller and then the counter, and then trying again in the counter, and then
Mhm.
finally hitting it was so amazing.
But
And who
that
better?
drew you in because it's like, why is he gonna lose this match? Why
Yeah,
is he not
yeah,
getting what he needs to get done? He already
yeah,
seen so much heartache for the whole week. Let's give him a
yep.
win, you know?
And please don't forget, Jay Lethal was the one who beat Jay Briscoe for the ROH World Title, and
Right.
he had both the ROH and the television title, to
Yep.
which he was also the longest reigning of both. So you have
Jay
a bona
Lethal. Yes.
yes, Jay Lethal.
Mhm.
So you have an amazing person who has repped ROH for so long, um, and not to even go back to the TNA or Impact days, but man, what a heartfelt match, and the reception. Excuse me, and I definitely called him coming out with both titles. Um,
Mhm.
that was just the smartest thing to do. Uh, it was emotional. It was very emotional, and just the respect from the wrestling business was incredible. I would like to share a story. Saturday was Battle Club Pros. Welcome to New York. I
Mhm.
went. It was such an amazing fucking show. Please, if you guys are in New York or in the tri-state area, April 21st is the next Battle Club Pros show. They don't have a location yet. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be in the same spot or not, but please come through. I will definitely be there. Um, but shouts out to a lot of people, man. Steve Pena, who was a double champion at the end of last year. He actually gave up the franchise title, which is their essentially their heavyweight title,
Mhm.
or their top title, I should say, because he's the inaugural 5 points champion. Him and Darius Carter. Oh my god, what a damn clinic! You can actually watch that on Title Match Network, also. Um, so please, if you get a chance, check it out. But what a clinic! Shout out to the Uptown Boys and the Scottaricans. They put on a hell of a match. Um, Cosmic beat Trish Adora to become your new
Wow.
Icons champion.
Wow.
Yeah, man, the match was good, dude.
That
Match was good.
that's big. No, I seen Cosmic before.
Yeah.
Appreciate
No, I know.
I appreciate
Um,
her wrestling. I really do.
so here's the biggest thing: main event lost the tag titles.
So ooh,
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. So it was and I don't remember O'Shea's tag partner. So y'all gonna have to excuse me because I'm just blanking out.
that was one of his old tag partners, if I
Yeah.
remember correct.
So
And
they
they
so
just
they came
reunited
out and
last week.
Rembrandt. So Abraham Khan came out and then Rembrandt came out with the briefcase because he won a briefcase last at the last event last year to
Okay.
cash in. It was essentially it's like the Feast of Fire briefcase. Like
Okay.
I would say Money in the Bank, but that's heavyweight titles. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's so Feast of Fire. So he actually cashed in on for the tag titles. So what happened was they ended up giving the other two money. They walked to the back. Match started. Mr. Martinez ended up getting ejected. Main event went to the back with them, and then here goes the two monsters destroyed main event from the entrance all the way to the ring in the ring, and
Wow.
then they picked up the win. When I tell you, my daughter was bawling her eyes out, bro,
I mean,
bro,
that's technically our champions. It's
yeah.
technically our champions.
Yeah. Main Oh, that's true too. Yeah, main event is that's four corners all the way.
Right.
Um,
But
but shouts out to
I'm
them.
you know what? I think they may be getting a very nice call up very soon. We may
Hey
see
man,
them
who
on
knows?
a
Who
bigger company
knows?
and a bigger
Who
stage.
knows, bro? But listen, man, they're still the HOG tag champions.
But this is what I mean. HOG is still pretty big shit.
Yes,
So
sir. I will say this though. I got a chance to first off shouts out to them, especially O'Shea and Moses showed up for at the triple threat match. It became a four-way. Shouts out to Lala and
right,
Prolific. Love you guys. Uh, but shouts out to O'Shea because we know I've said on the podcast O'Shea and I have gained a relationship throughout the last few years. Same with me and main event, and I actually went to ringleader Midas and I apologized. I said sorry for your loss when it came to Jay Briscoe, and he's so cool, man. He was like, "Listen, I appreciate it, but I'm saying the same thing to y'all." And when he says y'all, he means the fans. Because and he said it because Jay Briscoe meant so much
yeah, to
to
everybody.
to everyone. So I was and same thing with Jay Lyon, man. I love those guys so much. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout because
Yeah,
I
main
got
event
some things
might
in the
be
work. I
main
got some
event
things in
might
the
be
work.
doing some things to me.
I got some
But
things in the work.
I hear that.
In the works. But yeah, man, shouts out to all of them, man. They everybody did their thing at Battle Club. So proud of them. Shouts out to Joe Kim, shouts out to Janelle. Oh, and shouts out to Wilkins and Simon Miller. They
That
finally
was
had
the
their
match I
match.
really wanted to see.
Bro, Wilkins, yo, they did their thing. Both of them. They did their thing. Wilkins came up with the win. It was so funny, man. He ended up pushing Nick Shin. And
Oh
I don't know,
gosh.
yo, Nick Shin
How
was
you
like,
push the best
yo,
ref in
bro,
the
listen.
world?
So if this is the rope, this is Nick's feet. His feet was on the second rope, and his neck was like, sorry, it's not connected. Um, but his neck was like all like this on the floor. I was rolling,
Oh
and
my
then Mr. Black came out. If y'all know who Mr. Black is,
God.
he's Sir Wilkins'
Oh,
brother.
they did
He's
the crooked, they did screw job.
yeah, they did.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they did. And then they
Oh,
jumped him afterwards. Yo, hilarious. I actually got a chance to talk to Simon Miller and take a picture with him too. So shout out to Simon Miller. He's such a cool dude, man.
definitely wanted to meet Simon Miller, man.
Yeah,
Love Simon
Simon's a cool
Miller.
dude. And he said he loved wrestling in New York and he's definitely willing to come back. So I'm excited for that. Because
Awesome.
there definitely needs to be a rematch. Whether Wilkins wants to wrestle or not, he better. Love you, Wilkins. And proud of you, brother. So proud of you, man. But yeah, man, everybody did their thing at Battle Club. I'm so proud. It was a great way for them to start. Once again, April 21st will be the next Battle Club show. We will make sure to keep y'all updated. So, and if y'all want any more information, feel free to DM me, or DM. You could DM either me personally on Instagram or Twitter, or if you want to reach me personally or make sure I get it, if you DM the Council of Commentary Instagram page, I do have that. So just put K Marvel and I'll respond. Um, Something else. Let's talk about Monday.
Yeah, let's get to Monday.
Monday was the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw.
Very well done.
It was so good, man. So good. The picture with Triple H, uh, Bruce Pritchard, and William Regal, I think came out either today or yesterday. And it was just them all with headphones, just watching the monitors. And man, it just that
Man.
made me so excited.
Wonder if TK is gonna be all upset because
Probably not. And who cares?
he took a picture.
Whatever, man. Who? It's not about him. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, man. Listen, let's just start off with what I call the main event, which was the trial of Sami Zayn.
Mhm.
Um, so yo, man, all of that was so well done. So well done. Paul Heyman, uh Paul Heyman being the lawyer that we know he probably should have been.
Oh yeah,
Or could have been, excuse me.
that bloodline.
Yeah, dude. That was shocking to me. Just the way he attacked Sammy.
Yeah, like why after I felt Sammy's pain. All this
Yeah.
time you're bigging me up or you're helping me, not get in trouble with Roman and now you just instantly turn. Where'd
Yeah.
all the venom come from?
Yep. Exactly. So, but it was super dope because that as when Sammy went to defend himself, he didn't really defend himself because it was like, look, man, if that's really how you feel, and you're going to make a decision whether I defend myself or not, essentially. And Roman is so funny how Roman got angry and
Mhm.
talk about you claim that you care about this, but you're not going to defend yourself after all the things that I did for you. I brought you into my family.
He
And
he sounded like a very bitter girlfriend.
right? Didn't
Very
he?
upset girl.
Didn't he? But it works so well because we know that this is essentially WWE's mafia.
Right.
Like pretty much. Solo. And look, man,
You
Solo
wanna know
was
what's
just doing
funny? I'm pretty sure nobody noticed. Solo had tears in his eyes the whole time. He
yeah,
held that shit in well.
yeah.
You could see his
He,
eyes
he
glistening.
didn't want to do it, but it's what the tribal chief wanted. So and then yeah, I'm gonna post this real quick. Or not post, excuse me, I'm gonna show it. A Jay Uso should be in the next Law and Order. He got a
I
goddamn
agree.
good performance.
I
It's
agree.
true.
And then
It's
the next
very
one,
true.
oh,
And
no.
oh my god.
The
I'll
next
get to
comment though,
I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a second. I'll get
when
to
did
that in a
that
second.
drop? Because I've been waiting for an episode like that to drop. I
I
have
think
to
it was a
watch
while
it.
ago with
Oh,
him and
that was a few
Sammy.
months ago, right? Yeah.
Maybe I don't remember. He said also, I recommend watching Sammy on the Broken Skull Sessions. Um,
I
I
understand Sammy the
understand.
Thinker in
Yeah,
the ring more now. Yeah,
yeah,
Sammy's always been a psychological person. Everything has to make sense, and
yeah, for sure.
that's why him and KO have been trusted for so long, and that's why I guess they like their positions where they're at in
Yeah,
WWE because they they don't really care what's given to them, but they can make it so much better. Like when Sammy was going through his whole comedic phase and
yeah,
doing all the dumb shit, you seen that, he accentuated it and made it crazier. But now you see him in an actual serious storyline. You see what he's bringing to the table. Everybody
yep,
enjoys working with him and stuff like that. You seen the interview. You seen the what was it? The conference,
yes,
the conference they had after Crown Jewel, and you
yeah,
seen what Paul Heyman was saying. That's not bullshit. That's real.
yeah,
And I
and
love how they blurred the line so much that they're talking
you
about,
really can't
oh,
tell. Yeah.
no, but they're actually saying, hey, why do you think Sammy's continuously in this storyline every week?
Oh, yes, yes,
So they're breaking the kayfabe, but they're also still giving you the character. Roman
right.
came out, I believe it was for a Clash at the Castle, and he
Hmm.
was still fully in character
Yeah,
because he was hurt that people were booing him. So you see the amount of emotion and love that they're putting into this storyline,
yes,
into
sir.
all these characters. Even
I,
though people get upset that maybe oversaturated or oh my god,
whatever.
it's only Samoans. Great, but you have to realize what's being weaved here,
Right.
and it's not only them who they're facing is being elevated, everybody who's involved is getting elevated. Nobody's
Yeah,
getting trampled over with this storyline.
yeah, for sure. And one of the best things too, man. I think everything with the storyline with the bloodline in the last 9 months
Mm.
has been so well, like so amazingly fleshed out.
Yeah,
And to me, I think this truly is one of the best storylines in quite some time.
would say of all time, one of the best storylines
Oh,
of all time.
oh, for sure,
I
for sure.
feel, I feel they don't get the viewership that will match what was happening with Rock and Austin and whatever
Yeah,
in the Attitude Era.
but different
But
era. Yeah,
even though different era, but it's just in a sense where you have people that don't really watch wrestling that's coming
yeah,
to watch this stuff.
hmm,
Or, oh my God, like I felt emotion from that and I don't know who the hell these people are.
right,
Or you see something happening in the ring and people are laughing and you can make here's what it is. That's like me playing a fighting game and then you have a casual person playing a fighting game. I'm a hardcore fighting game player, but you have a casual that comes in, doesn't really want to know too much,
right,
but they play the game for a little bit or they watch it a little bit and they're like, "Oh shit, this is interesting. Hey Troy, what's this about? How did this come about? What's this character from? Such and such." That's where you draw the ire of the casual people
right.
because you have to put some type of, I guess, dramatic spin on something to make people watch.
Yeah,
Because
for
if you
sure.
think the wrestling is fake, cool, but the storyline's going to draw you in. You'll be like,
Yes,
oh my God, it's like watching a movie.
right,
So
exactly.
when you get to this height of acting, when you get to this height of storyline, you shall not derail something that good
Right.
just for a short moment.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
when the bloodline collapses, essentially, there's going to be big moments. And best
Yeah,
believe Sami Zayn and KO are in those moments.
yeah, for sure. Definitely. Let me
KO
get to
said
some of
it
these.
best.
Oh,
I think, like,
sorry.
well, I'll just run it real quick.
No, no, no.
KO
Go ahead,
said it
please.
best. I think he said it best last week. He said, the last time you completely lost it was because of me. So really and truly, you have a KO issue. Now
Yeah,
you add Sami Zayn into the mix, who really can be the double agent. that can really destroy this thing at its core, and he's making you love him more and more each week.
And you know what? Shouts out to Jabbateer's podcast. Wilkins says something that really resonated with me, where it was about that mafia comment and somebody bringing an outsider into the family can possibly destroy it.
Right.
So it's just I think it's going to be so interesting, and I think there's going to be so much hurt
Hmm.
when Sammy gets punched in the face, and because let's be real, he's going to get Superman punched in the face.
Oh yeah, time is
It's
coming.
gonna happen.
Time is coming.
Yeah.
But I feel this setting it up well. Whoever is facing Roman that is going to take Roman's title, God bless. But it's definitely going to be Sammy and KO
Mm,
versus the Usos.
yeah, I believe so too. Especially because if something happens with Sammy, I don't I feel like no matter what happens, unless it's one of those things where the Usos turn on Sammy, which would be even more heartbreaking in my eyes.
Right. But I don't
Um,
think it'll be by choice.
no, and that's what I was gonna say. I think would be like one of those things like, oh, it's from the elders, and they're not gonna say no to them. Um,
I mean, I
I,
also feel the elders might play a part in Sammy and KO actually destroying it
it
because
could
they
be,
don't
man.
want
Who
Roman
knows?
in that spot. Roman, the power's getting to his head. He's disrespecting the family.
Is he
And
though?
no, but hear me out.
It's good
It,
fellas,
it
man.
it it really is Goodfellas.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't feel that he is mentally capable of running the whole thing.
No, maybe,
Maybe
maybe.
he's in his tyrant phase
Yeah.
and it's getting crazy. He's disrespecting the elders. He doesn't care what they want. He doesn't care what they're gonna do, and he's not gonna get their blessing.
Right.
That's when you
Because
bring
he
in
doesn't
Reed
need it
and
at this
Brock.
point. Because the fact of the matter is, excuse me, I bit my tongue. The fact of the matter is that they already gave him the blessing. That's old now.
Yeah, I
You know
felt
what I
you
mean?
gave him a
So
blessing.
either way,
I mean, but
he is
same
truly
who
the head
giveth
of the
could be
table.
same who taketh away too.
It's true. It's true. Um, so I'm just gonna hit these comments real quick. Tip said, "Damn, I turned into I tuned in to a very bitter girlfriend. Y'all talking about me, girl? You ain't bitter. Stop it. Hell, she talking about? Um, this was Sherman. He said, yes, in the past 15 years, this is definitely the best storyline. And then he poses the question: so does this end with Sammy becoming the guy to dethrone Roman? Honestly, I think it all depends on. It's so difficult to say, man. With
I
these
don't think it's
Cody promos, I don't think
I
it is
think it's
too.
Cody.
I I do too.
I think Cody,
We'll get
KO,
into it.
Sammy,
Yeah,
perfect.
we're getting into it. We'll get into it. So, but yeah, man. What else happened on Raw 30?
Um,
Card games.
yeah, we missed. So they scrapped the cage match, which is okay to me. I feel
I
give them the
agree.
main event next week.
I agree.
Give
Or,
them the main event next week.
dude, or you have SmackDown tomorrow night. Just announce the match on SmackDown.
Right.
The fact that let me explain something to y'all. The reason that match was cut short
Because of the bloodline, man.
was because of the bloodline segment that was already set. Secondly, this doesn't take away from anything. If anything, it adds to their story.
Right.
It adds to the fact that they jumped their ass and left her in the middle of the ring.
It took three people to take down Becky Lynch.
Right.
It took three
So
people.
so even though the assist moonsault was fire.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Fire. But so the fact that everybody is or so many people are up in arms, they don't care about the women. This, that, and the third. Yo, stop.
But
Stop.
they had a whole women's segment later on that nobody gave a fuck about. But oh, they don't
It
care
just
about the women.
I don't even want to
I
say that no
I
one
admit
cared. I
I don't care too much about Sonya Deville right now because it's more honestly, and I hate to say it, they're pushing her a lot more on TV than they need to. I feel if they really want to get an obnoxious heel over, pick from everybody else. You don't have to have her in this
But there's
title hunt again.
but you know what? I do the but here's the thing, and this is how I see it. The fact of the matter is that she needs opponents. And we don't see her versus Sonya often.
Which is
So
Charlotte.
yeah, Charlotte, excuse me. So I don't mind it. And that's just my opinion. And it's not, and this isn't one of those, I take everything at face value. It's just the simple fact that we did not see that often. So
Mm.
give me the match and then move on. That's it. Now, Alexa Bliss.
What about her?
Oh, if she
I'm waiting
doesn't
for the
turn,
match.
man, if she doesn't turn all the way to on Saturday, boy,
I mean, anything can happen.
it's true. It's very true,
I
man.
but
Uncle
look at it
Howdy,
this way. Look at it this way. Yeah, do we get Uncle Howdy as her, like, I wouldn't say enforcer, but like her ring presence during the match?
yeah,
Is this gonna be after the Bray Wyatt match?
it could be during. Who know? During. I'm sorry, I
Like,
didn't mean
but
that.
I'm saying, like,
It,
is
right.
her
It all depends on placement.
right?
Absolutely,
Like, say for
absolutely.
example, let's do story bits like an anime story bit.
Hmm.
Let's say the amount of, I guess, evil or wickedness that Bray has, unleashed during that match
Hmm.
actually somewhat, infect sounds nasty, but say it transfers to Alexa for her match.
Yeah,
So imagine Bray snaps and he sees Alexa like before her match, and just that transference of energy. And then she starts wilding out in the match. We get something completely different than what we thought we were going to get. And we get this whole big championship match, which I think
yeah,
is going to be an amazing match anyway. I think Royal Rumble, I think the card's actually pretty damn good. But to me, it's more so Bianca has her opponent.
yes, sir.
Sonya is basically brought in to be Charlotte's opponent again. And I think maybe Sonya gets a DQ this time. And that's what causes Charlotte to go apeshit and say, we're getting the third in the final. We'll get a steel cage or whatever. Maybe last woman standing. And maybe that will be Sonya's, match of her
Breakout.
career.
Yeah,
Her breakout match. Who knows? Who knows what's in store?
yeah. Um. So Tiff asked, but if it was a special episode of Raw, why couldn't the women have their special match?
I
I get
agree
it.
too. I would have thought that they would have put the steel cage match as the main event, but
I thought it should have been. Yeah.
they clearly had a reason as to why they put the US title match at the end,
Yes.
which is still
Absolutely.
bullshit too, but
Hey,
I think everything happens for a reason.
yeah, and we'll get to that in a second. I also, once again, things happen all the time. They say it. They've been saying it for decades and decades that the card is subject to change.
Mhm.
Shit happens, and people might not like it, but we have no choice but to fucking swallow it and deal with it.
Yep.
It's just the truth. And I'm sorry to put it that way, but once again, it's just the truth. The fact of the matter is that things happen and things change all the time. That match, they're going to have the match. It's not like they're scrapping a storyline. Once again, if anything, it pushed their storyline forward. Um, so Sherman says, talking about Alexa, she's the woman version of Edge, just spot on all the time. When opportunity is there, she is money to me.
Completely agree.
This changing for her to me has to happen, and I think it's going to be good, maybe great. I also agree with you, man.
As long as they keep it consistent, I believe
Yes.
as long as Trips works with Bray, as
Yep.
long as Trips works with Alexa, they have to have merging storylines at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to happen, man.
And I
And but you
honestly
know what?
think it's going to be a reverse of what we had with the Fiend.
Yeah.
I'm thinking she might be an envoy of Bray or
Uh,
Uncle Howdy at that point,
yes.
and she's gonna be the one being controlled.
That'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting.
So we'll see what they do. But I
Yeah.
also think, and here's a little thing that just me being speculative. Bray's making his stable right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it.
LA
And
Knight is Rambling Rabbit.
could be.
Can't
Makes sense.
tell me anything different. That is
Makes
Rambling
sense.
Rabbit. Alexa is obviously Abby the Witch.
Yes.
So we're gonna see whatever else they manage to do.
Well. Look who decided to show up. And check that out. What timing is that? So you know what? We're already an hour in. We're gonna do it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know who we are. I am your man, Mr. Marvel. Or K Marvel, excuse me. Mr. Marvel's the handle. Quiet Storm cannot be here, but ironically, he actually just commented. He said, "That's just how that's just how TV works." Live TV works? I don't know. Oh, live. Got you. That's just how live TV works. If the women still had the match, it would end up being 2 minutes. Y'all would have complained even more then. And he's not wrong. But shout out to Mr. After Hours QS. Sorry, I got to get back to the thing.
Hi, I'm Stretch, and I'm fashionably late.
Fashionably my ass.
Oh.
Hate you.
S. Dot in the building.
And as always, we are your four corners of commentary. How we do that an hour in? I love it. Before we keep going, Stretch, how you feeling, man?
I'm okay. I'm tired. I got a well-deserved vacation coming up, so
yeah, man,
free for that week. But I'm feeling pretty good overall. Can't complain too much. Excited for Saturday,
Yes, sir. So just I don't know if you was able to watch a little, but we covered AEW, NXT. I spoke about Battle Club, to which we'll talk later. So I'll catch you up. And right now we're on Raw 30.
Right.
You know what? While we're talking about this, how do you feel about the cage match being shortened and the cage match being shortened because of the bloodline segment going a little longer than usual?
I'm more mad, not necessarily because the match got cut. I mean, it's not uncommon. Matches get cut for a lot of times. A lot of time is chopped down from a lot of different segments. But I'm more so mad because it creates like a bait and switch.
Yes.
You're advertising something as like a huge match. This is a cage match that's going to happen, this, that, and third. And it doesn't happen essentially. Like, a lot of people might have tuned in for that cage match and they're essentially getting cheated. With that said, not all was lost. I mean, I think they did create a decent amount of heat for, there'll probably be a return match down the line or even for the Rumble, so it doesn't end there. But with that said, it creates a bait and switch. It's just not a good look to cut a match.
Okay.
That happens all the time. Like maybe not to that magnitude, but matches get cut.
Right.
And I'm assuming you also love the Bloodline segment.
Yeah. Bloodline segment was great. I thought it was fantastic. Made a lot of sense story-wise. And I think the irony is that the same amount of people who are complaining, oh, the women don't get enough time. We basically just had an NXT show with all women. Nobody
Yes.
Right. So
Absolutely.
You could have got your kicks then, or watch fucking Shimmer. There's a lot.
No, you're not wrong though. You're not wrong.
Yeah, there's plenty of women promotions out
there's
there.
plenty of women's. There's
all over the world, and people forget, like, it's not just the States, man. It's literally all over the world.
Right.
I would be remiss to. I'm so sorry, I even forgot this, man. The Raw tag team title match against the Judgment Day. Jimmy gets hurt. It was a great match. Jimmy gets hurt. I don't know if it's kayfabe or not.
Kayfabe.
I'm pretty sure it is.
And
then Sammy doing the
again.
Hey
that,
man,
that just gives you the art of storytelling. And
yes, sir. He said Jimmy Uso's down, but there's still Sammy Uso. And then honestly, those last 4 or 5 minutes, I want to say, right? Just about
my heart.
Yo, what an amazing part! Like what? Like you literally thought they were going to lose so many times, and Sammy just comes out of nowhere, man. Their chemistry is great. And if people,
for me, would have been if Sammy won with a blue thunder bomb on Dominic Mysterio. That would have
been crazy.
Night perfect.
That would have been crazy. But I will say this, man. People, don't forget, Sammy and the Usos have an extremely long relationship. So this, and this is what I love about Sammy being a part of the bloodline, because he does truly have this relationship with everybody who is a part of the bloodline. So it's really great. Sherman says pretty good. Even the Dom GTA character was doing his thing, and he really was. Dom was showing out. Like I don't think I've ever watched Dom and been like, "Yo, Dom is doing his fucking thing." Like I'm actually quite happy for Dom. Even though he had the teardrop tattoo, and I don't know how I felt about that. It was weird. um, but
Hell
that
changes, man, Kyle.
oh yeah, all fucking 5 minutes of it.
Hell
Um,
changes, man. Even my days at the Double Cross Ranch in Amarillo, Texas. Jail will change a man, I tell you what.
I'm just gonna set this real quick.
He went in
But
there not cut out for jail and came out a hardened criminal. He had to fight for everything in central booking.
oh god. Well, let's do this. Let's talk about some of the last things, and then we get into the main event. Number one,
Let me stop. I'll do that.
LA Knight having a
Fucking
segment
dead.
with the American Badass, which I was actually quite surprised that it was the American Badass. I thought that was really cool, even though they didn't give him enough space for his bike. But that's neither.
Right.
That's neither here
I
nor
was the
there.
only one who noticed that.
Nope. But I thought that was really cool, and even with him and Bray, with Bray showing up right behind him, and the interaction, and I had a conversation with the board op that I work with at the studio, and he said something that I might not agree with, but he said cuz I said that I thought it was cool because it really did kind of feel like the passing of a torch between Taker and Bray. And he was like, "But why does it have to be a passing of the torch? Why couldn't it just be, you know,
Respect.
right?" But the passing of the torch doesn't have to be a negative thing. And it's not just the fact that it's a dark character following a dark character. It's the fact that, it's not, and once again, it's not even a legacy thing. It's really just number one, respect. Number two, I think Taker truly does and he really does enjoy Bray's work. Period.
I
You know?
mean, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but Taker did say when he was on his way out, take care of Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
Said that.
Yes, he did.
So if that's not a testament of what Bray is cultivating with his character, what he's possibly, building for the future, I can only imagine, Taker saying it. Obviously, he's seen something. And being that Trips is the one in charge now, and Trips has said this on multiple occasions, people say he's difficult to deal with. And I feel, he may be difficult to deal with, but I still know how to deal with him, basically. You understand what I mean? Because
It's his
not just,
mental.
but
It's the way
I
his
wouldn't even
mind
say
works.
it's the mental, because, or not fully. I would
No. I just mean the way his mind works,
I
not
would say
necessarily like a
just
struggle.
as we have certain people who are really 100% to their character. Undertaker's always been 100% to his character.
Yes.
24/7. This is the exact same thing with Bray Wyatt. I don't want to be put in stupid storylines. I don't want anything that I'm involved in to not make sense.
You good, bro? Somebody
Yeah,
coming to get you?
Sorry about that. That was
The man's coming to get you?
Alarm, I assume.
yeah.
But yeah, there's
actually
that.
hit SOS.
There's completely that side of the segment, but you also have
Yeah.
LA Knight's side of the segment.
Yes, sir.
Little do people know, LA Knight has a very big history with Paul Bearer, and by
right.
association, he has an affinity to the Undertaker.
Yes, sir.
So
Correct.
to have that happen, to even have a segment with the Undertaker, with somebody who some may not deem LA Knight as a megastar, which I absolutely love the man. So I will not deny that he's a megastar at all.
Yeah.
But to have somebody like that win the $1 million championship title after maybe there's only 6 people in history. Back me up here, Stretch.
I don't even think it was 6. I think it
I
was
think
less than
I
that.
think he said 6 recently.
$1 million
See if that's
championship, right? So let's go down the list. We got DiBiase official holders, like we
Official
counting.
Yeah.
Okay, so DiBiase, Virgil, Steve Austin, Ted DiBiase Jr. I think it might be 4, unless they're counting.
Are they counting Cameron?
Oh,
Yeah, you
Cameron
gotta count
Grimes,
Cameron.
yeah, Cameron Grimes
And
and
LA Knight. That's 6.
And LA Knight, right. So
Good
there
call.
you go.
I was saying, like, unless they're counting, like, Savio Vega or Jake Roberts, he didn't really neither one officially won it, but that is 6. So.
Yeah, good call.
But yeah, it's just that's a testament. That's something where Raw 30 gives you that moment.
Yeah.
Where not only are you seeing who is here for whom, but also you're seeing the level of who these superstars are.
Yeah, for sure.
Because who's going to be in a segment and get interrupted by The Undertaker?
Yeah.
That's
I also think
not a legend or somebody high up before,
And I also think, if you've been watching wrestling for an extremely long time and you watch interviews and things like that, podcasts, whatever may, Taker essentially chooses who he wants to work with. So that speaks volumes. Let me get to these comments real quick. I think that's Sherman again. Excuse me if I'm wrong. He said it's talking about Bray. It's a reflection of him and what he can do and become if they nurture it correctly. To me, this is just my thinking. The Undertaker never got to do what he really wanted to do in the Ministry of Darkness. He sees Bray to me as that extension with that funhouse. It's interesting. Very interesting take. Let's move a little forward. Let's just go to the main event, which was the US title match. Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley, no DQ. And the only reason to me it was a no disqualification was because it was the return of Brock freaking Lesnar, as he F5s both of them, takes them out, and walks the hell out and goes home.
Well,
I definitely think this is
storytelling at its finest.
Yeah, for sure. Hello, Bobby. I do think this. I don't even think this is going to be a Rumble situation. I think this is going to be a Mania situation.
But you know what this is ultimately leading to, correct? Hurt Business.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
We're definitely getting the reformation of the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
And honest to God, I feel if Brock is the catalyst for it, I think Trips, you are a godsend.
It's perfect
because not only do you make that faction bigger than what it was initially, they will automatically be on bloodline levels of power.
Yes, absolutely. Hands down.
Ultimately, if that is what you're building up to, not for WrestleMania, but for whatever they want to do next year, and it's straight up Bobby versus Roman, all the money.
Listen, man.
MVP versus Paul Heyman. You'll have Usos versus either the Street Profits.
I want to see. Forget all that, dude. I want to see Lashley versus Solo. Give me that match, please. Please give me that match.
You could see a bunch of moving pieces in the Hurt Business.
I feel like that's like looking at Lashley versus Umaga. You know what I mean? Like Umanga?
Rhea Regal.
Oh, you're right.
Umanga.
Right. I forgot about that.
But no, I mean, well, there's a lot of interesting wrinkles to this because number one, MVP still manages Omos, who contrary to what people may think, if Omos walks by anybody on the street, they are going to look at him twice. You know, people that big don't grow on trees, obviously. So regardless of what anybody in the internet thinks, there's still a value to having people that are over 7 feet in wrestling, because the level of legitimacy. Like I always tell people, especially with Omos, it's like, what, you really think somebody that big needs to put you in a side headlock to just subdue you? His hands are like catcher's mitts. Like he can easily hurt somebody with, you know, a punch or, you know, a pie face or something like that. Exactly. He doesn't need to put anybody in side headlock. So it's like, oh, you can't wrestle. It's like, you fucking expecting him to grab a rear chin lock or a top wrist lock or something like that. He's 7'3", 40 pounds. All you got to do is just snap his fingers and he could kill one of us. So it's like, hey, it's believable, you know. But I say that to say like that he changes, I think, the foundation of there being a potential like hurt business or something like that. Believe it or not, that large wrinkle of Omos changes everything.
Well,
now you have not only Lashley, who's
the enforcer.
Yeah, not only do you have Lashley, who's built up, and he's like a believable, legitimate monster threat to somebody, right?
CEO.
Yeah, now you have two.
Roman and Lashley will be the CEOs. Omos as the enforcer, and then you have the tag team with whether they go with the Street Profits or they go with Shelton and Cedric, which I honestly think they need.
Either way it works.
You have two legit. That's the thing, though. You have two legit monsters like on that team, where it's like Omos, I think, has been built up enough to where it's like he is a legitimate threat. I think to anybody on the roster, right? He's 7'3", 400 plus pounds or whatever. He is a legitimate threat just by waking up and breathing air. Lashley obviously is Lashley, right? Whatever tag team people are speculating on,
either way works.
We put with them, I think will ultimately work. You know, I think that a team, I don't even think that it should be the Street Profits or even Cedric and Shelton Benjamin. I would love to see, believe it or not, Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes.
That would be dope.
Part of the hurt business.
That would be
stars
sick.
And they can use the rub. Why not? They've already accomplished a lot in NXT. Yeah. I would love to see them
that big belt, dude. He needs that NXT title.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
he doesn't need it, but I think it would be great for the brand if he does end up.
Yeah, phase him out for younger talent. That makes sense. Makes sense. I think Trick still has a lot to prove, but Melo is money, man.
He really is.
Melo really don't miss. Melo has not missed since he started at NXT.
I mean, listen, man, he didn't miss in the Indies. So if y'all ever want to watch Carmelo Hayes in the Indies, I believe his indie name was Casanova. So definitely go.
Casanova?
Yeah, so definitely check that out. But yeah, man, look, man, Raw 30 was special. It really was.
Yeah,
I'm not just saying that.
I think every interaction came down to something either really fun or, you know, you pushed a lot of storylines along.
Yes, absolutely.
And you started with a serious segment, you ended with a serious segment, and you have two big things coming out of the show. Start and finish.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can lose out either which way with that. And the rating showed. The rating showed it. Rating showed it for both shows. Though I think AEW should have had at least close to 2 mil, because if you guys say you're wrestling fans and you say you love wrestling and you love the Briscoes, you should have showed way out. You should have showed all the way out.
But you know what? Hey, man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We know these fans are fickle. So with that being said, let's get to the main event. So our main event. We're actually gonna have to cut some of the stuff that we wanted to talk about, which is fine. But
hold on, sir. Hold on.
What'd I do?
Hold on, sir.
It's Christian's fault.
I think it's time we stop dilly-dallying. And it's time.
Dude,
for
you have an
echo. Yes, events. Yes.
Yeah, dude,
yes.
Put the echo on your. Put the echo.
Can I do the echo?
Yeah, dude, you should.
Was it effect? Hello? Oh crap. No.
It's time for the main event.
That's even better.
Here we go. Oh.
That's too low. You got to do the male one.
Too low. All right. Good.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That was worth it. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're doing today is what is our favorite Royal Rumble match? So this is going to be interesting because we are there's been a lot of matches throughout the years. Last week we spoke about some of our least favorite Royal Rumble matches.
The worst.
And this time, excuse me. This time we're gonna switch things up. If y'all ESPN fans, we were talking about doing something similar to Around the Horn. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give us about 5 minutes each. Just
Make that like
bro,
3.
you're killing me, Smalls. So we're gonna do 3 minutes each, and we're gonna talk about some of our favorite Rumbles.
One apiece.
Yeah, one apiece. So the question now becomes, who goes first?
I'll go.
All right. So you have 3 minutes on the clock. You will know when it is dwindling down. There will only be, when you hear it, it will be 5 seconds left to finish your statement. And on your mark. Oh, wait. I got an idea. Excuse me. Boop. And boop.
I get the big screen. Yay! I get the big
All right.
screen, yo. All right.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
My name is StrykerDragoon, and today my choice of the best Royal Rumble is actually one that people may not really be thinking of. I supremely loved the Royal Rumble of 2020. Not only was it the entryway into what feels to be the most horrible year in everybody's life, because that was the last time they had a crowd, if I remember correctly. That was the last time they had a crowd.
Before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, we had Brock Lesnar starting the Royal Rumble. And not only was he starting the Royal Rumble, you had an all-star cast of people in that Rumble. And everybody that came out contributed, even if it was 20 seconds of an appearance. But not only that, you've got Kofi Kingston and Big E and Rey Mysterio attacking him. You've got the interaction of him and Keith Lee, which you finally see him putting over some new talent by saying, "Whoa, you're a big motherfucker," which was bleeped out. But not only that, but you have the emergence of the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre, which eventually wins this whole thing and makes this thing so crazy because we didn't expect Brock Lesnar to lose this match. But not only did you build stars during this match, but you also built your future champion later on at WrestleMania, which was WrestleMania Ship, I believe, right? WrestleMania Ship, where it was Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar for the title, and you get the year of McIntyre. Absolutely love this Rumble. I think that it's better than Brock coming in at 30 and completely mucking up a whole Royal Rumble, which happened, I think, the year after.
1 minute.
So that's my choice. Whether you like it or not, it's okay. But I have valid reasoning, as you've all heard, and that's my choice. 2020.
He wanted to play it so bad.
That's it. And I wanted him to keep going. Like,
I wanted to keep going so he can do that.
yeah, that was it. It was his call.
I call. You're right.
All right, so that was 2020. That's a great pick. That is honestly a great pick. You ready, Stretch?
Yeah, I can go next.
All right, so let me just get back to it. You have 3 minutes on the clock. I will let you know when it's a minute and a half, and then a minute, and then 30.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know when it's 10 or no? Or just play it?
You can just play it.
All right, I got you. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
So I am the Big Stretch, and I was torn between two Rumbles, but I am here to tell you why 1992 is the best Royal Rumble of all time for a multitude of reasons. this is probably the most historic because this was the first Royal Rumble where the stakes were absolutely at its highest. The winner of that 1992 Royal Rumble became the WWE then F champion, and it was led by a who's who of wrestling talent at the time. I mean, you got your guys like your Hulk Hogan's, you got your Sids, you got your Sergeant Slaughters, your Macho Mans, you got your Undertakers, you got your Texas Tornadoes, Hall of Famers out the wazoo in this Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. But the main story going into the Royal Rumble, the real world's heavyweight champion, self-proclaimed real world's heavyweight champion, Ric Flair, the first man to win the Royal Rumble from a top 5 position. He set a then longevity record of over 1 hour in the Royal Rumble. You have arguably the most star-studded bottom 4 of all time with Hulk Hogan, Sid Justice, a.k.a. Psycho Sid, Ric Flair, and Macho Man Randy Savage. That's the final 4 in the Royal Rumble match this year. You have WrestleMania coming up with Flair winning the championship from number 3, setting a longevity record, lasting as long, backing up everything he was saying up into that point, being the real world's heavyweight champion. And he backs it up, ladies and gentlemen, goes into WrestleMania as the champion. Look at his post-match promo if you want to see greatness live with a tear in his eye, ladies and gentlemen. That was the greatest moment of Ric Flair's life. Gene Okerlund telling that man to put out that cigarette and everything. But seriously, folks, from top to bottom, this is a star-studded Royal Rumble. I mean, the first 2 participants alone, you have the British Bulldog entering in at number 1. You have Ted DiBiase entering at number 2. Bulldog was considered a heavy favorite because he won the Royal Albert Hall Battle Royal in Great Britain, literally before the Royal Rumble. So he was a huge favorite going into it. I mean, there were so many guys in this Royal Rumble. It's really star-studded. I mean, I can't say that enough. Like Roddy Piper, Jake Roberts, like it's so many people, Hacksaw Duggan, so many Hall of Famers in this Royal Rumble. This Royal Rumble still ages well. The story is still crisp. It's still fun to watch, and there's so many legends in it. You got to make sure that you carve out time. If you've never seen a Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen, start with 1992. That, to me, is arguably the best Royal Rumble.
All right. Look at them. Stopping before the 3 minutes. I'm proud of y'all. I don't know if I can. Am I ready? That's the question.
Hot seat or wait. Actually, let me do a quick.
Oh, you want to do Q's?
A quick interjection right here.
Yeah, I'll switch it back off.
Brother Q with the very, very short statement, I would say. I don't know if he has free time to type, but he just so eloquently says, my choice of Royal Rumble 2007 as his favorite Rumble due to it being the prelude to one of the greatest matches ever. Self-explanatory. And he said the last 10 minutes of Michaels and Taker in the Royal Rumble is nothing but just chef's kiss.
Absolutely. That was a
That's
great
short
one.
and sweet, but I would have loved to hear his full take on that.
Yeah, maybe we'll revisit it next week and we'll just have him.
Yeah, we could do it as an after show thing. Why not?
Oh man, me. Here we go. Am I ready? Yes, I am. 3, 2, 1. So, my name is K Marvel. RIP to Jay Briscoe. And the match I chose was Royal Rumble 2005. The match started with 2 people who ended the match the year prior, which was Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. There was so much that happened during the match. There was so many different moving pieces. I mean, you had those 2 and so many unexpected. Like, listen to these names. You had Daniel Puder. You had Hardcore Holly, the Hurricane, Kenzo Suzuki, Shelton Benjamin out here showing out like always. Luther Reigns. When was the last time you heard that name? Jericho, Booker T. Let's not forget that Scotty Tati was attacked by Muhammad Hassan before he even entered the ring. But all in all, Simon Dean was there. Renee Dupree was there. Charlie Haas. Like I said, these are names that we haven't heard in so long when it comes to wrestling. And Then you have the heavy hitters, man. You had Edge was there for a while. You had Shawn Michaels. You had Coachman, Jonathan freaking Coachman was in the Rumble and was eliminated by the man that Stretch was just talking about, Ric Flair. You had Mark Jindrak, Viscera. But when it boiled down to it, you had John Cena, you had Kane, you had Batista, Christian, and Ric Flair was number 30. The winner of that match was Batista. Now, let me tell you real quick why this was my favorite. And I almost got a minute left. I'll tell you why. The reason was because there was a double elimination at the end, which was not supposed to happen. Vince McMahon comes out with his old power walk, pissed off as all hell, slides in the ring and tears both of his damn quads. Just sits in the ring. Everybody's super confused, and then they pick it up like it was nothing. He won. No, he won. No, he won. And Vince is just pissed off, sitting on the floor. Oh man, it was great. Like, look, man, and then they restart the match. Batista eliminates Cena. Batista's your winner. You can't tell me that was not one of the funniest moments, if not the funniest moment in Royal Rumble history. And that just might be why that is my favorite of all time. And that is with 9 seconds left on the clock. Listen. That shit was so funny, though. How you tell both your quads going back into the ring?
So
that shit is
tore
crazy.
One in the ring, evidently tore one backstage. That's
that shit was great. That shit was fucking awesome. Oh man, it was so good. It was so good. So those are our picks. So we will revisit this style maybe somewhere down the road. Me personally, I don't know about y'all, but I'm thinking Survivor Series. Or we do it for SummerSlam, and I think I already have an idea for it. Oh,
let's do it for the Big Four.
We could do that. We could do that.
Do it for the Big Four.
So ladies and gentlemen, for the Big Four, maybe 5. Let's not forget Money in the Bank.
Correct.
So we will be revisiting this WrestleMania weekend. Excuse me. Oh, gotta sneeze. It's not coming. We'll revisit this WrestleMania weekend, and we'll make sure that we have this a little more planned out. Right. This was kind of a thought, and we kind of ran with it. So, like we always do, because we like doing shit on the fly. Fuck it, it's fun.
It's a skill.
But yeah, so be on the lookout for this again down the road at WrestleMania
with the name and properly.
It'll be better. So let me get to these comments real quick. So Sherman said, with the tear in his eye, and a conflict of Hogan wanting to throw out Flair or Sid, it was good. He also says, wow, I forgot about the one with Taker and HBK talking about the Rumble. He did say word, but that was about Vince. Wyatt Rabbit, thank you for joining us, brother. Or sister, I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't know. He says the Fiend will show up as Vincent, and Uncle Howdy as Dallas, as I always said, was the White Rabbit, would debut as Bray. Remember, White Rabbit eye is red and the body is white. Plus, he did wear the White Rabbit shirt on the last Raw. He said the White Rabbit has the same colors as the Royal Rumble. That's actually very interesting. I never noticed that. Plus, LA Knight will be wearing the White Rabbit colors also.
I think he's rambling.
It's possible. It's very possible.
And with that starts him picking actual, real people for a stable.
Yeah.
I think that's why the Firefly Funhouse is back, because now it's going to actually become a stable.
Yeah. What I do enjoy about this whole thing with Wyatt and LA Knight is that he's literally touching some of his most pivotal moments. Him doing a rocking chair and talking about being the eater of worlds and being Uncle Howdy and being him, which we know was the reference of the Fiend. Um, and then him bringing back the Firefly Funhouse and rebuilding it, which I thought was a genius move. Look, man, Bray's in my top 3 right now, man. He's currently one of my favorite wrestlers. Can't give that man enough praise. So Strike, can you do me a favor? Can you pull up the Royal Rumble card?
Is it even made?
I don't even think it's finished, to be honest with you.
Is it gonna be finished like Friday, maybe?
All right, so then let's skip the card and let's just talk about the Rumble matches.
Wait, now, let me see. We might
I
have
was like, what we doing? Sherman asks, so he turns.
Yes,
in
so
the
we
lights out
have
match.
1, 2,
Possible, brother.
3, 4, 5. We
Possible.
only have 5 matches, yo.
Yeah, the 2 Royal Rumbles, the heavyweight title match, the SmackDown Women's title, and Raw Women's
Nope.
title.
Not SmackDown Women's title match is not.
So
happening.
definitely the Raw Women's
Might
title
be announced tomorrow. All right, so we have the men's Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the unified, for the it's not the it's not the UWU champ. Yeah, it is the UWU championship. Never mind. The Unified Universal Championship, Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight in the Mountain Dew pitch black match. And Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship.
Wow, that's gonna be nuts. All right, so you know what?
I think for 5 matches, that is not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. So you know what? Let's skip over the singles matches because I don't really want to speculate any more than we already have. Let's just jump straight to the Royal Rumbles. So, let's start with the ladies. Easy. Women's Royal Rumble match. We don't know. We don't even have. I honestly don't even think we have 10 people announced for the Women's Royal Rumble match. I think it's 7, actually. I'm pretty sure it's 7.
Liv, Rhea,
Asuka,
Tegan, Sonya may be in a match, so maybe not.
Liv.
I said Liv.
And Raquel.
Person I mentioned.
And Raquel, that's 7. Those are the only ones that
first. So Liv, Rhea,
Asuka.
What else did you say?
Raquel.
Tegan, Raquel.
So the women that are in this match, we have 7 out of the 30.
Here we go.
Liv Morgan, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Gonzalez, Shayna Baszler, Zelina Vega, and Emma. Was 7 of your 30 participants. The rest of them up in the air. We have no idea who's going to enter this match, right?
So the question is, damn. So at this point, with not knowing majority of
exactly Q.
What happened? What we missed? Oh, he said Rhea winning. Done. Honestly, I can't disagree.
Big favorite.
She is definitely the favorite.
Oh, and you want to know what's funny? If she's allowed to go to NXT, she has not beef necessarily, but she can actually have a match with Roxanne Perez for the title.
That'll be a great match.
So she has history with all 3 of the champions.
Yes, sir.
So she has Bianca, which both of them are basically in there, or they're soon to be in their prime as, characters. And they have NXT history with them basically barely ever crossing paths. You have her and Charlotte, which Charlotte dethroned her in NXT to get the NXT championship. And that would be sweet, sweet revenge to do that to her. Heel Rhea versus a face Charlotte. And then you have her and Roxanne Perez, which basically, Cora Jade chose her to face Roxanne. I think she beat Roxanne Perez.
She did.
So that would be a great redemption tale for Roxanne if she's able to beat Rhea, which is the Royal Rumble winner. So I feel any which way you do this, Rhea winning, it benefits on so many levels. But I believe the match that I want to see for her is her versus Bianca.
Yeah,
Hands down.
exactly.
We
For
need
sure.
that match.
Look, man, they said it. They said it a couple years ago, man. That's the match that they want at Mania. And I mean those two specifically. They said that. And you got to remember there's so much history with the two of them. Now, let me flip it on you, right? Hypothetically speaking, let's say Raquel wins. Raquel also has history with with all three champions. So I think those two are the odds-on favorites for sure. Are we all in agreement that Rhea is more than likely going to be the winner?
I believe
At
so.
least in our
Rhea
opinions.
Rhea has had an extremely quiet year. And
Well,
I
except for the fact
feel
that she's been fighting men.
I mean, yeah, but in a sense that she hasn't really been in the women's division for majority of the year. You know, besides her being out for
Yeah,
X amount of time with her head injury,
yeah,
we haven't really seen her make moves in the women's division up until now, where she's declaring herself for the Rumble, and I think she's the most equipped out of whomever the hell they else is, in the Rumble to have the most impact at WrestleMania.
yeah. When you say haven't had like made moves in the women's division, you mean strictly from 2002 to now?
2020, right. From last year
Okay.
into this year, right.
Okay.
I feel the biggest thing
Just wanted to clarify that.
I feel the biggest thing she's done has been moving into the Judgment Day. Because
This year, yeah, for sure.
I feel that added the allure back to her. That added the monster side of her back to her again.
Yes, for
And
sure.
I feel her beating men, that even more so solidifies her as a monster, because if she's beating men like this, what's she gonna do to women?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
You have the
All right, so
underdog story with
okay.
Roxanne. You have Charlotte and Bianca, who are definitely powerhouses. So either which way, you're going to get an amazing match out of her. So I
Yeah,
think that's
definitely.
the perfect choice. Next year, we can talk about Raquel Gonzalez, Rodriguez. We can speak about her next year, or this year going into
Well,
next year.
who knows who we're going to be able to talk about by next year? Shoot.
I mean, yeah, we might get call ups. Who knows? But
Yeah.
that's my choice. I think Rhea's winning it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, don't necessarily see who else it could be.
Exactly. Like, we may get a surprise in the Rumble. Who knows? But
Oh,
I don't
definitely.
think
We're definitely
any
getting surprised.
surprise is trumping Rhea right now. You
Yeah.
mentioned Asuka. Asuka already won. Asuka was one of the early Rumble winners.
She was the first.
Or she is the first, right? So she was the first Rumble winner. We don't need to see Asuka right now at this moment. I feel Asuka will get her footing back when she needs to. Shit, if Rhea's the champion, we're gonna see Asuka and Rhea again at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
So that, I don't know, if you have a different choice of opinion, then by
Nope.
all means, floor is
I don't.
yours.
Nope.
Honestly, I can't really think of anything. I honestly don't.
What do you think about the men's Rumble then?
Okay, now this is tough because excuse me if y'all don't mind me going first.
Go on.
So this is why I think it's difficult for me. Okay. Number one, with all the promos that they've been bringing out for Cody Rhodes, it seems like he is the sure winner. And with that being said, I think that in itself is the swerve. Me personally, I think it's only fitting that Cody wins. I think the speak of him Roman at Mania is a ticket selling match.
Who?
Cody and Roman.
Okay.
Cordell Jackson, Aloysius Rhodes.
Yes.
Cordell, Mercedes.
He's going to free us.
Hennessy, Jack Daniels, Jackson Rhodes.
He's gonna free us from the clutches of Vince McMahon, yo. He's gonna buy the WWE.
Anyways,
WWE.
can we just call him Voldemort from now on? Can we do that?
He who shall not be named.
Yeah, please. Like, let's just do that. We're gonna have to talk off air for that one. But the thing is, I also think Seth can win, man. I think Seth is a viable. Listen, hold on. I think Seth is a viable choice to win. Now the thing is, and I could tell y'all my philosophy if you don't mind. My philosophy is that they're going to separate the titles before Mania. My philosophy is that. So, okay, not philosophy. This is what I would do. This is me. It doesn't matter who wins the Rumble, because with the way that the bloodline has been running roughshod on Raw and SmackDown within the last, 2.5 months, it should be, first off, the Usos defending both titles. Okay. And I mean separately, defending them separately. They should be upset. They should be pissed off. Roman should be pissed off. But if I was upper management, I would say, you guys have been doing whatever the hell you want, and you have to understand that this is not your show. This is not your WWE. So with that being said, Roman, you have to choose which title to keep. No, let me rephrase this. You have to choose which title to defend at WrestleMania, which would be the Universal title. And then the WWE title is defended at the Elimination Chamber. Now, someone brought up a good point to me.
No.
Originally, hey man, my philosophy. Now, I was originally saying that Roman would be in the match and he'd get hit with all the finishers, because that would be believable with the run that he has had the last 2 to 3 years. If he got hit with all the finishers, it would be believable if he got pinned and he was eliminated, because Roman ain't going to survive 5 finishers. Okay. But someone brought this point. What if Roman ends up telling Sammy to defend the WWE title in his stead? That would be interesting.
That is the true test.
Because if Sammy loses, that starts the dysfunction in the bloodline. That starts the destruction of the bloodline.
Interesting. I don't know if that happens though. I'm going to hold off.
Okay, cool though.
So you're saying
interesting. I don't know if
Sammy will design. So you're saying the Elimination Chamber, which is after Royal Rumble, is where Sammy would be defending that title.
He would be defending it in the Tribal Chief's honor,
in his stead.
Okay. Right. You know what I mean? So
you're saying
I do think that would be captivating, huh?
So you're saying Cody wins it in the Elimination Chamber?
No, I think Cody's gonna. No, I think. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think at the end of the day, it should be Cody versus Roman. Period.
That's gonna sell. That's gonna put asses in seats.
Yeah.
We see the amount of social media presence that Cody has granted himself by rejoining the WWE, as well as the turnout, I should say, for him at each show that he was at. So to say that is not a money-making main event, you have to have that as the main event. Now, here is why I say no to your point, because Roman's going to pull double duty at WrestleMania. For damn sure.
He's going to defend both titles?
Both titles at WrestleMania.
One night each?
One night each.
That would be sick.
Saturday will be the Universal title, which we know he's not losing. And Sunday will be the WWE Championship. Him versus Cody.
See that? I see that
Because
more so
why?
than anybody.
Because you have two titles. Normally, you defend one of the titles on Saturday. So if Roman gets a throwaway opponent, for example, I wouldn't say throwaway,
Yeah.
but if we get, for example, we get Bobby Lashley versus him for the Universal Championship on Saturday. Even though we know Bobby may not win, we might get a continuation of a feud between the inevitable Hurt Business versus the Bloodline after WrestleMania.
That'd be
Now,
interesting.
say that say that Brock causes another flub of Lashley, for Lashley, I would say, during that Universal title match. We eventually have to go into the next pay-per-view with that big of a match for that next pay-per-view.
Do you
So
think?
I honestly think, and I'll even throw a bigger wrench into it. I think we see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley in the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, I can see that for sure. I can definitely see that. Now, here's my question. Right now, granted, Survivor Series is November.
Right.
Right. If they decide to bring War Games back for Survivor Series, do you think that they would do a pause between doing the Bloodline and the Hurt Business and wait until maybe SummerSlam to push that forward a little more?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I think we end it. I think we end Brock and Lashley by SummerSlam. We'll have, you know what we'll do? I'll make it even better. We will drag Lashley joining the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
Until SummerSlam, when he finally calls for the help that he so rightfully deserves to destroy Brock Lesnar.
That'll be interesting.
Just end it. Just end it. He doesn't need the help, obviously. He's put the man in a hurt lock and had him, dead to rights. But if Lashley is going on this tear, and not Lashley, well, if Lesnar goes back on this tear and really just hones his sights on Lashley, we're gonna have at least a best of 3 type of situation.
Yeah, it's possible.
Throughout the whole, half a year.
It's possible.
But yes, I see Roman pulling double duty, and I also see Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble.
Here's a question for you.
Yes, go ahead.
Do you think it's possible? And I'm just throwing names out there, but I'm throwing these names because I said it earlier. Do you think it will be possible that Seth will challenge for one and Cody will challenge for the other?
How about I give you a better one? What if we get Seth and Cody eliminated at the same time and they have to challenge Roman Reigns for both of the titles?
That would be cool. That would be dope.
So that will add to your point and then add to what we already know is Cody winning the Royal Rumble. So
at least we think
that will split it into
could be a big ass swerve. We've seen it before.
Right, but I'm saying like it can do that split and we can get Roman split for 2 nights.
Yeah.
And, I don't think Roman wins that match with Seth convincingly. I honestly think he's going to need the help of the Bloodline because being that Seth is a he's a tweener, basically. I can see him really pushing Roman to the edge to the point that, he may end up losing that title. What I think also happens is I think we get Sammy or KO or both interfering in that match. And that's where we may eventually get the tag titles match on the Sunday. So the Sunday, I think you'll actually stack up the Bloodline on the Sunday and make the Sunday the crazy night.
You know what I was thinking too, and then we could get to Stretch. And I'm sorry, brother, I just didn't want to lose this thought. So let's hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say Roman is in the Elimination Chamber match. Sammy's in it too. What if Sammy accidentally kicks Roman, like hits him with the haluva kick? And then that's the reason why Roman loses one of the titles. I think that would be compelling as all hell.
But do you really want him to lose the title before WrestleMania? That's the thing. I could even, you know what?
So here, let me tell you why.
Number one contenders match.
I'll tell you why. It could be, but I'll tell you why. The reason why I think that a title should be defended is because of what Michael Cole said.
Mm.
On Friday, Michael Cole said the winner of the Royal Rumble chooses, and this was strictly for the men's, not the women's. He said the winner of the Royal Rumble chooses a championship to defend. He specifically said it like that. And that's what makes me think that one of the titles will that he will not have both titles by Mania.
Think so?
I don't think so. I think that he'll have.
I think he has to
Has
lose.
at least one. I think he'll have at least one.
No. That's what I'm saying. That
Oh.
that he'll only have one by the time Mania rolls around.
Oh, I misinterpreted what you said. Okay.
Yeah, I apologize if I said it.
Yeah, I honestly think that, you know what I think is going to happen? So I think he loses one in the Elimination Chamber, without question. I think he loses one in the Elimination Chamber. I don't see Sami Zayn making it to the Elimination Chamber as a member of the Bloodline.
Okay.
In fact, I will be as bold to say this. If they are dead serious about this whole Sami Zayn and the Bloodline thing, he has to win the Royal Rumble. And that's my pick. If it is revealed that he is in the match to win the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I think he wins the Royal Rumble, steadfastly goes into the match thinking that it's going to be all sportsmanship and, he's getting to wrestle Roman and it'll be like the ultimate sportsmanship, and they kick the shit out of him, right? Like they get him as much sympathy heat as possible, right? He's going into this with a clear mind thinking like, hey, I won the Royal Rumble. Finally, I'm going to get recognized. I'm going to have this great, straight up match with Roman Reigns, and they absolutely beat the dog shit out of him for thinking that, right? By the time the Elimination Chamber comes, Sami Zayn probably costs him one of the titles. That way, on night 2, you have Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns for whatever title is left, right? I think Cody's going to win. Let's be honest. I think Cody is going to win one of those championships.
Absolutely.
He wouldn't. At this point,
Absolutely.
they put so much stock in building him up is a big deal. At this point, I don't see how he is not winning one of those championships.
But it has to be the WWE Championship. That is
I agree.
I
agree.
I would see him winning that championship in the Elimination Chamber. I really do. I don't think Roman is going to walk out of the Elimination Chamber with 2 titles. I really don't. I think that it'll ultimately play out if Zayn wins the Royal Rumble. They'll expect him just to give up his shot or lay down and something like that. He might not go for that, or he'll walk into it thinking he'll have a straight up match, a nice sportsmanship contest, and he gets double crossed before the match, and they stab him in the back, and it's like you never will remember the Bloodline. I think if he wins the Royal Rumble, they have so many different avenues.
Yeah, so many ways.
This would be okay. I don't want to say this. WWE could fuck this up, right? But it would be incredibly hard for them to fuck this up if he wins the Royal Rumble. So that's my pick. I think he's gonna win it.
It's so funny you said that because shout out to Coffee with Rev, shout out to Rev and Sloan and everybody who's a part of that. But that's what my boy Dre said. I believe Dre said that. He was like that Roman would expect Sammy to lay down for him because he is the tribal chief. And you continue to claim that you will do whatever you can for this family. How else would be the ultimate respect? You laying down for the greatest of all time.
Yep.
So man, listen, man. Sherm said, yeah, that's the path. Or he goes back to the master strategist and pulls a fast one on Roman.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that. You literally can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Honestly,
it plays into his character.
The master strategist, honestly. But that's honestly no. As long as they don't go back to the conspiracists, I'm good.
The absolute long game. And when they pull back up the trial of Sami Zayn and the fact that he didn't defend himself, I think that alone tells you that this has been the long game the whole time.
Yeah, for sure. For
Because
sure.
why would you not come with a defense?
He was tired of, but you know what? He was tired of defending himself. I can understand that, like 100%. Like, and that's personal. You know what I mean? I can completely understand sitting back and being like, you know what? Yo, if you're gonna kick me out, kick me out. Why should I even defend myself at this point? I have done so much for this family, and you're just gonna sit here and put me on trial? Are you shitting me? You know what I mean? Listen,
Heyman's evidence was very convincing.
But no, you're right. So is Jay.
What is For Life? What is For Life about? What is that about?
Forever, yeah. No, but that's what he said. He said bloodline forever. It's what he said. And he said it in that footage. You know what I mean? It's incredible. Listen, man. Honestly, this whole bloodline situation has been some of the best storytelling in so long. And I think so many people are genuinely, you know what? I understand a lot of people might not like Roman with both titles, but bottom line is this has been some of the best storytelling in quite some time.
Agree.
So, look, man, I think we're all very excited for the Royal Rumble. I know there's going to be a few other podcasts doing watch parties. Your boys are just going to be chilling together. And wait, where is it? Hold on. Wait, sorry. There it is. See that guy right there? Tuesday is his birthday. Tuesday is his birthday. So, real quick, we're going to do it like this. You know, I was going to do the Stevie song, but I'll save it for Saturday. Brother, man, happy birthday, man. We love you. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate
look, man, if it wasn't for you, I don't think this podcast would be a thing right now. If you didn't get all of us together to begin with. So thank you, man. We love you once again. Happy that you're feeling better. And no shadow clone jutsus. All right, great. With that being said,
no Shikamaru stuff.
With that being said, guys,
yes,
let's do what we do. QS, I know it's usually Stretch first, but QS, once again, he's not here, so you can follow him on Instagram and Twitter at Forever Thieving. Jesus Christmas.
Sounds like he was a little possessed by the devil there for a second.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Next time, look up some Latin.
Yeah.
You know where to find me, folks. The Instagram is Jador Savio. The Twitter is Jador Stretch. Which been getting more activity on Twitter actually lately. So
yeah,
please,
it has.
By all means, follow me. Please.
Twitter's a very fun.
But I will say this: if you're one of the idiots that think DeMar Hamlin is actually dead, please don't follow me at all. I'm way above your IQ range. I'm out of your. You're not in my pay grade. So go with it, please.
Big facts.
Just
dumbasses.
Swipe left, please. Don't.
And it's me. It's StrykerDragoon once again. As you can see in my name, thank you 2023. It is my 31st year, and it is also a very big year in general. We are doing big things here at the council / the four corners of commentary, and the Dragoon Haven is blowing up as per usual. If you want to be eligible for my double game giveaway, which will hopefully happen, if not this month, next month. Things have been shitty financially at this moment, so just give me a little break, unfortunately. Of course, I'm transparent. Shit. But yes, at the bottom in the description, there is a video linking to my Thank You 2023 video. Please, if you are interested in getting a game of your choice, standard edition, because I'm not rich, please subscribe to the channel, which is my channel, StrykerDragoon. On YouTube is at StrykerDragoon131 if you look me up. And what was I saying? Subscribe to the channel and comment under that video. Thank you, Dragoon Haven. That's all you have to comment. I will do a lovely roulette spin, and I will choose 2 lucky winners by the end of whenever the hell I decide to do this thing. And you'll get 2 lovely games, and then you can make your little thank you videos and just thank me. I mean, I like praise. I won't say I like worship. I like praise. I like thanks. So thank you very much. My birthday is Tuesday. Cash
Yeah, it
App
is.
will be somewhere in the description, or just message me wherever you want to find me: Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, wherever the hell you want to message me, and just say, "Hey, I want to send you a gift or some money." I'll appreciate it.
$5. Better than nothing.
Gotta keep the lights on, the roof over my head, and my pick, which is just jealous because I shaved all my hair, is just dropping all over the place. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. And yes, it's lovely to have been a very big part of the council, being the creator, as well as being a part of this wonderful podcast with 3 of I would say some of the best individuals that I know.
Oh,
So thank you guys. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday as well. And you'll hear about it next Thursday.
yes, sir. As always, I am K Marvel. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Marvel87. Also, please follow my brand new mental health show with Rodney Havers from Behind the Barricade. It's the Instagram and Twitter for a different angle, which is what the show is called, is ADA Pod 2023. Also, you can follow it on YouTube, and we're actually going to do a mailbag soon. So if you have any questions, you could just, or if you have anything to say about mental health, excuse me, you can either DM us there, or you can use the email, which is adapod2023@gmail.com. That would be greatly appreciated. That's the episode actually drops tomorrow at 5 p.m. on prn.live. Once again, you're going to look for a different angle. It's on prn.live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're actually talking about parenting. It'll be a lot of fun. Make sure you follow the Four Corners of Commentary on, well, everywhere we got it. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube is at The Council of Commentary. TikTok is at Council of Commentary, and Twitter is at CO Commentary. And please make sure you know that we are on all of your favorite streaming platforms, some being YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, and iHeartRadio. All you gotta do is Google Four Corners of Commentary, and we'll pop up. Purple ring, you already know. So, ladies and gentlemen, in typical fashion, I speak for QS, I speak for Stretch, I speak for Stryker, and I speak for myself when I say thank you for tuning in. We are your Four Corners of Commentary. Bam! And we out. Peace.